You just dropped a new helmet or weapon. And the first question is it actually better? Or are these the stats I'm looking for? And that's the main question I often get on my stream. What are the best stats to look for Necromancer? What affixes am I looking for if I'm playing Summoner, Shadow Blight, Blood? There's a few easy steps I'll walk you through. Plus, I created a little template that all of us can use, linked in the description below. First, we got to identify what we actually need. Because right now, this is damage reduction, all stats, maximum life, ranks to corpse explosion. But what works for the respective build you're going for? And that is actually really simple to find out. You go into your abilities and check your main damage dealers. For me, it's corpse explosion. Corpse explosion right now is shadow damage because I'm using blighted corpse explosion. If I wasn't using blighted, it was physical damage. But since it's shadow damage, and if I want to increase the damage of corpse explosion, there's two stats to look for. And that would be shadow damage and shadow damage over time. Then I'm also using my golem, and my golem has the ability as iron to make opponents vulnerable. So if there's any kind of vulnerable damage, that would be fantastic. And as I'm using minions in general, I've already boosted their life and damage here. But if I would get some maximum minion life plus, that would be fantastic, right? Now I'm playing with a lucky hit chance to make corpses, but also lucky hit to reduce my cooldowns. I have currently 48%. Plus, I'm actually playing with the Ring of Mendon, which also works with lucky hit chance. Right now, I have the Ring of Mendon with plus lucky hit, and my gloves have plus lucky hit. So if I could somehow get another plus lucky hit chance, that would be great. But you don't actually know which item does have lucky hit chance. Well, no problem. You can search for lucky hit back here and figure out that ring can have lucky hit. Then we have lucky hit on weapons, but that's a conditional one. There is gloves can have lucky hit. There's lucky hit to restore health, and there's lucky hit chance with barrier on the helmet, for example, plus on the offhand as well. That being said, the intrinsic stat, and that is the stat right below your damage numbers, critical strike damage here for the sword. The intrinsic stat on a wand also has lucky hit chance. What else would we need? Well, we do slow enemies, and we also have the chance to immobilize. Plus, this gives us bonus damage against slowed, stunned, immobilized, and this can stun. Damage stunned, damage slowed, damage immobilized, if that even exists, and then damage crowd controlled in general. Would be nice stats to actually look for. Now, if we're looking for the survivability aspect, I currently have 8,000 life, and I do have some maximum life aspects here, but I'm also staying rather back, but sometimes I go close. So damage reduction versus close and damage reduction versus far doesn't really work, but damage reduction from enemies that are affected by shadow damage over time, that works perfect. If I want to survive, it's damage reduction by dot damage enemies. Very simple. And then max life, and potentially for my Paragon board, I would like to have all stats. And now you can essentially go and make yourself the perfect helmet. So for my helmet, I would be looking for all stats. That would be good. Then I would like to have maximum life. Wouldn't complain about this. I'm using Decrepify, so ranks to a tier 4 skill, because that gives me more damage reduction from them. And then you can check what can the helmet actually have. These are all the things helmet has. And if you find something is missing, tell me in the comments below and I'll add it to the list, because this is a living document that you can all use. So resistances are not good. Barrier generation, cooldown reduction could be good. Maximum resource, that is more essence, mana, spirit, whatever you're looking for. But I did like the percentage of total armor plus. That has actually worked out very well as well. So probably this would be the perfect helmet. Now if I drop a new helmet. Oh no. The first things I would check is, do they match up? So we're opening up our document on the phone or the second screen or whatever you have, and you're looking. Does it have any of my all stats, max life, ranks to tier 4 skill, or percentage of armor? There is the Decrepify, but it's only +2, and I would like to have +3. Healing received, poison resistance, skeletal mages, inherit thorns. So a complete useless item, rip out the aspect, done for. Then we're going here, fire resistance, cold resistance, healing received, all stats. It has all stats, that's nice. The rest is useless. Dump it straight away again. And that's how you can go with every single item you want to. You can build your perfect prediction planner. And whenever you find an item, instead of like constantly thinking about, what was it that I needed again? You have your database already created and you can pull this exactly from there. The trick will obviously be, again, finding out what you need, where you're going for, and what does actually make your... For me, it was pretty straightforward because I'm mostly going for shadow damage. I get some ranks into Decrepify. I have amplified damage, for example, for a huge increase, but my items are far from being perfect. I mean, this ring, for example, has everything: maximum life, vulnerable damage, damage over time, perfect, and shadow damage. That's everything I'm looking for. And my pants are also pretty good with the damage reduction, max life, all stats, and corpse explosion. My boots, though, that's all stats. Fortified generation is okay. Movement speed, nice. But slow duration reduction? There's something better we could have on boots. If you don't know what's available, then you can just go for the boots here and you can actually check. So you could all get strength, in dex, willpower. You could, again, corpse tendril skills, auto healing, armor, lightning resistance, dodge chance against distance enemy, movement speed, evade briefly, grants movement speed, resource cost reduction. So there is a lot of things that you could get that you might not be aware of and that you have here underlaid, and you can even search for it. If you don't know what things actually have, you can just go into the second table and just look what is actually available on every single item. And with that, then build yourself the perfect weapons, armor, rings, whatsoever. This weapon, for example, is quite good. The problem is 61% ultimate skill damage. I haven't found a better one though yet, because that's 36 for damage to affected by dawn, 22 damage over time, and 200 intelligence. And yes, 200 intelligence is quite mental if you're looking for the Paragon board, because back here for this node, I need 450 willpower. And I think there was what? Yeah, I need 620 intelligence for another 10% shadow damage bonus, which is crazy. And this one needs also a lot of dexterity. So you notice the stats are quite important, and you should not underestimate how well they do. Now, if you want to use this template yourself, you open up the link in the description below, press on data, and then create a copy. This is German, that's why it's Kopie erstellen. Also, if you're missing anything, if you notice that some affix that you have seen on your items is not in the table, please do tell me in the comments below. I already said it, but I'll say it again. This should be updated constantly with every single patch. If new items are coming out, if new updates are coming out, if things are actually changing, I want to put it in there. There's no uniques in here right now, but they kind of feel like a special slot, so I left them out. But if you're missing the percentage damage as a werewolf, I think that's actually not in here, or werebear. Any of the other stats that some of the classes have, I haven't played yet because I'm only necromancer and druid player so far. Tell me, pretty please. Thank you. Tell me what method you have been using so far, and if you're planning to actually use this template. If you want to find out 12 more things that have you missed out on, or how to build a summoner necromancer from 1 to 80, there you go.